Today we will be talking about structure and function of leukocytes. This is the first point in unit 1 as per new syllabus prescribed by Swami Ramanand Tirth, Marathwada University for BSc second year in academic year 2020-21. Myself, Dr. Manwar from Dhanapasap College, Parbhani, will be discussing the structure and function of leukocytes. Leukocytes, these are basically referred as cells of immune system. We know very well that immune system is collection of cells, tissues, molecules and organs. Among them, these leukocytes, these are referred as the cells of immune system. And here we will be discussing the structure and functions of different leukocytes. These leukocytes are also referred as WBC or white blood cells or corpuscles because in Greek leukos means white and cytes means cells, so they are referred as white blood cells. Leukocytes are raised or they are synthesized from bone marrow. They are synthesized from bone marrow, or rather you can say almost all leukocytes, these are derived from multipotent hematopoietic stem cell and they originate from bone marrow. They are found both in blood circulation and lymph and hence are dispersed throughout the body, playing a very important role in immune response and hence are referred as immune cells. They are classified into two groups as granulocytes and agranulocytes. This classification of leukocytes into granulocytes and agranulocytes is mostly based on microscopic observation. When the blood film is observed under microscope under stain preparation, of course light microscope, the appearance of the cells, their presence of nucleus and granules in the cytoplasm, this basis is used for classification of leukocytes, and based on microscopic observation and presence of granules, or to be very specific, presence of visible granules in the cytoplasm of these leukocytes, they are classified into two groups as granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes, as the name indicates, these are those cells amongst the leukocytes which are showing presence of visible granules, or granules are present and are visible in the cytoplasm of these leukocytes. The nucleus of granulocyte is irregular nuclei with 2 to 5 lobes. Granules of granules present in these cells are stained with different colors, and this ability of the granules taking the stain, different stain I mean to say, and hence they appear different in color. Some are having affinity toward acidic stain, so they will take acidic stain. Some are having affinity towards basic stain, and so they will take basic stain, and others may have affinity, equal affinity towards both acidic and basic stain, and they are referred as neutral in action towards this type. So basically there are three types of granulocytes. Hope you know these granulocytes. There are three types of granulocyte. One is referred as neutrophil, another is called as basophil, neutrophil, basophil and eosinophil. These are three types of granulocytes. When you talk about agranulocytes, as I have told you that the basis is visible granules. Now these cells, though they are referred as agranulocyte, doesn't mean that they do not possess granules in the cytoplasm. They do possess granules in the cytoplasm, but only the fact is that under a light microscope, under stained preparations, when you observe it, you are not able to see these granules. So granules are not visible in these cells. As granules are not visible in these cells, these are called as agranulocytes. Granules are not visible, so referred as agranulocytes. Agranulocytes are of two types. What are they? Granulocytes are of two types. They are monocyte and lymphocytes. Monocyte and lymphocyte, right? This is the broad categorization or classification of leukocytes. I repeat, leukocytes based on microscopic observation are classified into two: granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes are those leukocytes which shows presence of visible granules in their cytoplasm. Nucleus is irregular, mostly 2 to 5 lobes. Granules are stained with different colors due to their affinity. Agranulocytes are those leukocytes which shows uniform cytoplasm and granules are invisible, so they are referred as agranulocytes. And agranulocytes are of two types: monocyte and lymphocyte, right? So this is the you can say classification, broad classification of these leukocytes, lymphocytes, leukocytes. Let us go forward. Now these white blood cells, which are or you can say leukocytes, these are categorized, as I stated, as granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes are of three types: neutrophils, basophils, eosinophils, whereas agranulocytes are of two types: monocytes and lymphocytes. Right? Further, these monocytes, which are in circulation, when they come out of circulation and enters into tissues, they are referred as macrophages. Now these macrophages again are named differently depending on their presence in a particular organ. For example, if the macrophages are prominently present in lungs, they are called as alveolar macrophages. If they are present in liver, they are called as Kupper cells, and different names are given to it. Similarly, monocyte, some of the monocytes get differentiated into dendritic cells. These are star-shaped cells. Macrophages and dendritic cells, they play a very important role. They are playing a role of antigen presenting cells. With complex antigen, we have seen already in immune response that for antibody mediated immune response and cell mediated immune response, whenever presentation of antigen is there, these cells in association with MHC complex 1 and 2 are able to present this antigen to the immune system, right? Further, when you talk about the lymphocytes are of again two types: lymphocytes, monocyte and lymphocytes. These agranulocytes are of two types: monocyte and lymphocyte. Further, these lymphocytes also, they are of two types. Lymphocytes also are of two types. Now what are they? Small, we normally refer as small lymphocytes and large lymphocytes. Small lymphocytes and large lymphocytes. Small lymphocytes further develop into this B and T cells, whereas this large lymphocyte, whatever is there, it becomes natural killer cell, right? Getting me or not? See, these what you can say, agranulocyte. These agranulocytes are differentiated into two, monocyte and lymphocyte, right? Monocyte, as I stated, it will be converted into macrophages, dendritic cells, and so forth. Now, this process by which this it is called as diapedesis, where the movement from blood vessel to the out. So these lymphocytes, again, they are of two types. Some get converted into natural killer cells and others get converted into B cells and T cells. So these are large lymphocytes, these are small lymphocytes. These large and small names are given based on uh, the cytoplasm, where in small lymphocytes cytoplasm is small, majority of it is covered by nucleus, and in large lymphocyte exactly opposite is the case, that small area is nucleus and larger cytoplasm is there, right? So this is all as far as classification is concerned. Hope you have understood this classification. If you have understood, let us go forward. The another thing what we are supposed to study is the granulocytes in details. As I stated, granulocytes are of three types. These are neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. The eosinophils, basophils, and neutrophils, they are prominently showing the presence of nucleus under stained preparations. 2 to 5 lobes are there. If you talk about neutrophils, the 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 lobes are 3 to uh, sorry 3 to 5 lobes are there. 3 to 5 lobes in case of neutrophils, and in case of basophils and eosinophils, these are bilobed. Eosinophils and basophils, these are bilobed. Now when we say that these are bilobed, these are bilobed, there is always a chance of confusion when you talk about identifying these under microscope, light microscope. So that time you need to keep in mind the affinity of these granules towards the dye. As I stated, these shows visible presence of visible granules, but the granules are having affinity towards either basic or acidic dye, or having acidic equal affinity towards this. Basophils, these are base loving, or the granules present in the basophils are base loving, and so they will be stained by basic dye and appear blue in color, blue to violet in color, either you can say. So these, in case of basophils, these are base loving granules, heavily granulated. Again, two things you have to keep in mind: though nucleus is bilobed, it is heavily granulated compared to eosinophil, and the color of granule is blue to violet because they have affinity towards the basic dyes. When you come to the eosinophils, again the similarity is that the nucleus is bilobed. Here is small or a thin thread, chromatin thread is there, which is connecting these two lobes, and it contains the granules. But in case of eosinophils, the granules are stained pink in color or red in color because they are having affinity toward the acidic dye eosin red, right? Whereas in case of neutrophil, granules don't have specific affinity towards either basic or acidic dye. The affinity is same towards both, and therefore both colored granules can be seen in neutrophils. Neutrophils are very easy to identify because they are having around 3 to 5 lobes. Like here it is 2 lobes, here also 2 lobes. As far as concentration is concerned, normally neutrophils, these are 40 to 70% in normal concentration. Eosinophils are around 1 to mostly 6%, and in case of basophil, these are very rare, hardly 0 to 1% or 2% you will find. Okay, so this is what we talked about the granulocytes. Now here already you can just go through it if you want, otherwise then we can go forward. Now here you need to know the function also. This is very important because we are supposed to talk about the functions also. When you talk about the function of neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils, they have different functions. Now in case of eosinophils or particular neutrophils, in case of neutrophils, neutrophils are abundantly present in circulation. These are having phagocytic activity, and therefore many of the time these are called as, neutrophils are called as polymorphonuclear leukocytes. These are phagocytic, and these are the cells which are the first cells which will reach to the site of inflammation. Passing through the blood vessel, it will reach to the site of inflammation, the first cell to reach there. So it is having phagocytic action. They secrete peroxidase and bleach, and hence they are able to destroy the antigenic material. Higher concentration, if the concentration of neutrophils increases, the situation with increased neutrophil is referred as neutrophilia. It is called as neutrophilia, and if the concentration of neutrophil is less than 40 to 70%, it is called as neutropenia. Mostly whenever there is infection, you will find that the concentration increases very fast, indicating the infection. Overall, when you overall talk about the concentration of the leukocyte or the normal count of leukocytes or WBC, when you talk about normal count of WBC, you know that it is around 4000 to 11,000 per cubic mm of the blood. Among them, then most predominant is neutrophil, then it is up to certain extent you can say eosinophil, and then very rarely basophils. Okay, eosinophils, when you talk about eosinophils, plays a very important role when there is infection with you can say helminth or protozoal infection. In protozoal infection or helminth infection, eosinophils plays a very important role in destroying them. It helps to detoxify. It helps to detoxify the foreign substances. It secretes certain enzymes that dissolves the clot also, and fights against parasitic infection. It fights against parasitic infection, or helminth infections is mostly taken care of by eosinophils. Whereas when you talk about basophils, they are known to contain vasoactive amines. They are known to contain vasoactive amines. They also are having ability to release anticoagulating substance called as heparin. Similarly, it secretes vasoactive amines like histamines, which are very important in inflammatory reactions of the body. So this is with respect to in general with respect to the granulocytes. Now in detail, when you talk about this granulocytes, first basophils, as I stated, basophils are heavily granulated. In Greek, basis means base and philins means love. So base loving, granules are base loving. When you talk about appearance, under microscope, light microscope, stained preparations of blood film, you will find this type of appearance, heavily populated with granules. Cytoplasm is heavily populated, right? Granules are stained blue purple with basic dye such as methylene blue. It contains vasoactive amines, as I stated, like histamines, which influences the tone and diameter of the blood vessel, plays a very important role in inflammation and allergic response, because in allergic response it is the basophil and the mast cells which are more prominently attacked, because they contain the vasoactive amines, and this vasoactive amines basically has ability to change or influence the tone and diameter of the blood vessel, and it results into hypersensitive reactions in a sensitized person. It is very rare in circulation, hardly 0 to 2% at the most, but most of the time it may not be seen. Eosinophils are having bilobe nucleus connected by slender thread of chromatin, as I stated. Under microscopic observation, you will be able to see it is like this. So prominently granules are present in the cytoplasm, pink colored granules, because they are acid loving granules. They have affinity toward acidic stain like eosin red and appear red to pink or orange in color. They are also referred as motile phagocytic cells, because they are having ability to move within from the you can say blood vessels into the tissues. It provides prominently protection against protozoa and helminthic parasites. Also is important in allergic reaction. If the person is hypersensitive, in that person you will mostly find the level of eosinophil increased. Similarly, the increased level of eosinophil and basophil is prominently seen in allergic reactions, right? Neutrophils, which is more abundant, 40 to 70%, it is containing 3 to 5 lobes. Actually it appears like this under stain preparation, and it is very easy to identify this because they are more in number, so you can very easily see, and it is the only leukocyte order, you can say, which is multi-lobed, having more than 2 lobes. Granules are neutral in action towards acidic or basic stain, so equally stained with both the stains, acidic and basic. They are referred as polymorphonuclear leukocytes. They are active phagocytic cells, as I stated. These are the first cells that will reach to the site of inflammation, right? In neutrophils particularly, the granules are stated to be of 3 types: primary, secondary and tertiary granules. All contains antimicrobial substances. All granules contains antimicrobial substances which are used in destruction or destroying the foreign particles or foreign antigens when they are introduced into the host. They migrate to the site of infection, but the lifespan is very small, so 3 to 5 days lifespan they have. Almost all the granulocytes, they have a very small lifespan of 3 to 5 days compared to that of the agranulocytes. In agranulocytes, the lifespan is quite big, from weeks to months or years, and therefore it is stated that these cannot provide prolonged protection. Coming to agranulocytes, as I stated, these are of 2 types: monocytes and lymphocytes, right? Monocytes are having kidney shaped nucleus, And lymphocytes, they are of again two types that we will talk a bit later. Now this classification, agranulocyte, as I stated, mostly they are mononuclear leukocytes. They are mononuclear leukocytes. They are having one lobe nucleus, right? Whereas in case of granulocyte, we have stated that the nucleus is at least bilobed, multilobe. This is mononuclear leukocyte. So the nucleus is single. No lobes are there. The cytoplasm appears uniform under light microscope without presence of any granules. As I stated earlier also and repeating, this doesn't mean that agranulocytes or monocytes and lymphomonocyte doesn't contain granules. They may contain or they contains granule, but these granules are not visible under light microscope, hence they are called as agranulocytes. They are of two types, monocytes and lymphocytes. Monocytes, in Greek, monos means single and cyte means cell. It has slight single lobed nucleus. Mostly the nucleus is said to be either bean shaped or kidney shaped. They are large type of leukocytes. These are large type of leukocytes which further, when they pass on from blood vessel or blood veins into circulation, from circulation into body tissues, they are get differentiated into macrophages. Their cytoplasm contains lysosomes and phagocytic vacuoles, and they normally circulate in blood. When they are in circulation, they are referred as monocytes. When they are in circulation, they are referred as monocyte, but they can migrate into the tissues where they differentiate into macrophages. As I stated earlier also, the process of movement of this monocyte towards the pathogen out from the blood vessel is referred as diapedesis. It is called as diapedesis, right? So they are differentiated into macrophages. So what macrophages are nothing but this is a modification of monocyte. Now when these macrophages reach into or migrate into different tissues or organs, they are named accordingly. Yes, for example, सबसे important whatever is there, that is macrophages and dendritic cells, because they are playing a role of antigen presentation, right? If the macrophages are present in lungs, they are called as alveolar macrophages. If they are present in the liver, they are called as Kupffer cells, and so forth. In Greek, macro means large and phagin means to eat. So macrophages are large cells which are having ability to eat the cells. So phagocytic cells, these are also phagocytic cells. Mostly resident in almost all tissues. They live for a longer period of time, maybe months, years together. They are having phagocytic activity also. Macrophages are of two types, fixed and free macrophages. Free macrophages, or they are also called as motile macrophages, they roam in the tissue and gather at the site of infection or inflammation, and of course there is a chemotactic movement, so they collect there. Now fixed macrophages are there. These are resident in some particular tissue or organ of the body, and accordingly they are given special names as I stated. If they are in skin, these are called as tissue macrophages. If they are in brain, these are called as microglial cells. In lungs, alveolar macrophages. In liver, they are referred as Kupffer cells. The second type of lymphocyte is the second type of agranulocyte, I mean to say, is your lymphocyte. Lymphocyte, in Latin, lymphos means lymph and cyte means cells. So these are found in lymph, and hence the name is lymphocytes. All the lymphocytes, like other leukocytes, arise in bone marrow. They are divided into two groups based on their morphology as large and small lymphocytes. They are referred as large. So lymphocytes, large and small lymphocytes. As I stated, large lymphocytes, this name, large and small name, these are given depending upon the area of cytoplasm. When we talk about large lymphocyte, indicates that the area of cytoplasm is large, like this. And when you talk about small lymphocyte, the area of cytoplasm is very small. So most of the area of the cell is being covered by the nucleus and very small cytoplasm is there. So keep in mind, small lymphocytes, large lymphocytes. These large lymphocytes get transformed into natural killer cells. It gets transformed into natural killer cells. These are large lymphocytes, have granular cytoplasm. But mind well, as I stated, these granules are not visible under microscope, light microscope. So it will look something like this, right? So you will not be able to see these granules, but granules are there. And because we are not able to see these granules, these are called as agranulocyte, right? Then coming to the small lymphocyte, as I stated, small cytoplasm, they are differentiated into B cells and T cells. Further, you know that these B cells are responsible for antibody mediated immune response because they get transformed into plasma cells, whereas T cells, they get differentiated into different T cells, T helper cells, T cytotoxic cells, T suppressor cells, and so forth. And they contain small cytoplasm. And in this way, the whole lymphocytes, they are responsible, or they are important as far as immune response is concerned. Now to keep in mind, I can give you one trick. What that trick is, let us talk about that trick and then we will end this video. The trick is, I will bring it here. The trick to keep to remember this granulocytes and granulocyte is granny for granulocyte, granny fill is a site. Granny fill is a site. This you can say, you can use it as a trick to remember. Now what is this mean? Granny fill means granulocytes end with fill, right? Means neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil. These are granulocytes. So granny fill is a site, means a granulocytes ends with site. So what are these? Monocyte and lymphocyte, right? So you can keep this in mind. Granny fill a site which covers all these WBCs. Okay, so I think we will stop here and hope you have understood the things. If any queries are there, we will discuss is in the class. Okay.